Welcome to Bob Joe's Kitchen. I'm your host, Robert Briggs, and today we're going to grill up these steaks. Also, something for the side, we're going to take these potatoes and we're going to grill them up too. Just make a nice, easy meal for the evening and for a small group of people, preferably college students who love steak, obviously. And first things first, we need to wash our hands. Okay, so we're going to start with potatoes first. First, we're just going to melt the butter. So, we got our oven preheated. Our oven is preheated to 400. We're going to melt this butter. Put it on the bottom shelf. Okay, now we're going to take the potatoes, we're going to wash them. We want one potato per person. I'm going to assume, okay, we got one for my dad, one for my mom, one for my brother, another brother, myself, and two for a couple of strangers that might wander into the house. Okay, we're going to wash them up really nice. While the butter is melting, we're going to start marinating the meat. Then we'll get back to the potatoes. We want to open these up. These are good cuts, and they happen to be on top. So, let's get these things marinated. I have the 30-minute marinade, sesame ginger. I'm going to go with that. Sesame ginger with mandarin orange juice. Let's cut all of these out and throw them all in the pan. Put them all in there. Oh, there we go. Look at these. There we go. Got them all fitting in the pan. And we're going to take this. We're just going to go crazy. Just dump it all on there. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. That's what this is about. Yeah, just dump that whole thing in. Generally you want to poke the holes before, but I like to do it after, just because they're right here in the pan. So you just go ahead and you want to get holes all over each one, top and bottom. That'll help the steaks absorb the marinade. Alright, and then we've got everything, we got all of our holes poked in our steaks. We're going to let them sit aside for a minute so they can absorb that marinade. We're going to set it aside so we won't have to worry about it. Get that out of the way so we can have a clean space to start working on our potatoes. And we want to take our butter out. Looks like we burned it a little bit. We'll be just fine with that. So we're going to take this steak seasoning, we're just going to cover the pan. Okay, and then we got our potatoes. You probably want to not drop these things. It's going to splash everywhere. It is hot. Cut each one in half. We just got 2 equal halves there, and so we can just start working it in the butter. Yeah, I cut this potato wrong. We want to make sure that we cut potato, take it the tall side, so that way we can cut them flat, just like that. We don't want them to be on the bump like this one there. Like that. Cut the potato on the flat side, get him flat. Okay. Get that last one put in there. All the potatoes are ready, and you stick this right back in the oven. It'll be at 400 degrees for about an hour. Just let that sit, and we'll worry about that later when we're done grilling. We're going to move on to our steaks now. So the propane is on, and we're going to get ready to start this thing up. We'll use a lighter. Get that thing lit up in there. Every grill will be a little different, but once you figure out how to use it, you can make grilling a simple part of every meal. Now I can turn on all the rest of the burners. Looks like they're all working just fine. We're going to close that and let it kind of warm up a little bit. In the meantime, I notice my grill is really dirty, so I'm going to have to clean up a little bit. So we have our steaks. They're marinated. They're looking really good. I think they're about ready to go on the grill. I'm going to take some of this steak seasoning, the same stuff we put on the potatoes, and we'll just cover these things. And now we'll take it out to the grill. And now we wait. You want to make sure you check on them a lot, because sometimes they're going to like to stick. You know, try not to get them burnt either. Looks like they're almost done anyway, so we're looking pretty good. Make sure they're all flipped. Just a couple of these we got well done. With our grill, we got to keep them up front. Make sure that we don't. See, I got some clips here. You know, the great thing about burning some of them, we got something to eat at the grill. There we are. I think we're about done. We're going to give that another, 1 or 2 minutes. We'll be good to go. So I brought some of these more cooked ones, brought them towards the front, and brought some of these less cooked ones in the back. So we kind of get those cooked up quickly too. Make sure they stay balanced. Keep an eye on them. It looks like that one we can still keep on that side. Keep that still on that side. So just kind of watch it. Coming to a finish here. We got a couple of them. They're finished completely. They're well done. For those who like well done. That one could do a little longer. So you want to give it a good stab. Look into it. And see if we can. Because I think we can get away with this one. Yeah, that one's good. It's just a little juicy. We might leave it a little longer. Because I don't know how my dad likes them. So these two fatties, those are going to have to stay. I think both of these can come off. So you're just going to have to gauge it how you like them. You like them juicy? Give it a good 10 minutes. You like them well, 15, 20 minutes. Now some people, they prefer to use a spatula because, as you've noticed, I've been poking these things a lot. It kind of lets out some of the juices, as you can see here. And so if you like a really juicy steak, then you probably want to make sure you're not breaking the sear. So use a spatula or just be gentle. You could use this, but just flip it a little bit. Careful not to poke them too much. But I like to let out a few juices, so we're not too bad here. We're gonna keep these things nice and juicy and good. But there's a suggestion for another idea. Okay, we got our potatoes done here too. The potatoes, the whole process in the oven, they take about an hour. So we gauged it to have the steaks come out at the same time. Steaks take about 20 minutes. So about 40 minutes in, then you can start on your steaks. And there's our potatoes, nice and golden. Nice and brown. Show these things off. Look at all of those. They look good. That way when we serve them, people can be really excited to chomp into one of these. There we go. Well, let's go take it to the table. Alright, it all comes down to this, whether you did a good job or not. Just take it. Cut into that. Look at that, nice and brown. Take a bite. Mmm. Mmm. I'm going to try these potatoes too. Perfect. We'll put maybe some sour cream to go with that too, it'll be great.